it's Lisa from My Dreaming Soap. Welcome to my channel. Now we're going to do a nice swirl today, so it's going to be a reasonably quick soap. So in here I've got this beautiful sort of deep pink colour. This is Ooh La La from Pure Rock Colours. I've got some lime mica, and this is again from Pure Rock Colours. And lastly, I've got Purple Heart, once again from Pure Rock Colours. And the fragrance I'm going to be using is Black Plum and Rhubarb, hence the colours that I'm using. And I get this from Candle Shack in the UK, and it's a really gorgeous fragrance. It's nice and strong, it behaves well in cold process soap. It's a lovely fragrance and it sells really well, it's really popular. So that's what I'm going to be using. Now we're going to be doing a thin lines pour today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix all of my soap up together. So I've got my oils already melted and cooled to a decent temperature. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And my lye solution and sodium lactate, 66, that will be fine when I combine those together, because I want this to stay pretty fluid. I don't want it to be too hot. So let's get this blended up, shall we? I always pour my lye solution in over a spatula, just because then that reduces the amount of bubbles you end up getting in your soap. Some people just pour it over their stick blender, that's absolutely fine too. If you just pour it straight in on top of the oils, you will end up with more bubbles. And let's get this blended up. Okay, I'm not going to blend this too much because I've still obviously got to mix all the colorants in. Okay, so just a quick blend. It may even not be fully emulsified at this point. I didn't really check it. But I just wanted to make sure the lye and sodium lactate was evenly dispersed through those oils. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it out. Now for my thin line, this is going to be the green, I'm going to have 12% of my soap, and then the other is going to be split evenly between these two jugs. So I'm just going to go and weigh those out. I've weighed out all my soap into my colour, so let's just get those mixed in nicely. So this is that beautiful lime. As I said, all of these are from Pure Rock Colours. This is the Ooh La La. It's very deep red pink, nice sort of good colour for rhubarb, I think. And lastly, that Purple Heart. So what I'm going to do with this thin lines pour is I'm going to sort of transition from the pink to the purple, but run the green through as the thin line. Okay, so let's get that fragrance going. I'm not going to be using the purple just for a little while, so I'm going to leave the fragrance out of that for now and add it in a second. It doesn't go too fast, this one. It's pretty good, but I'm just sort of being safe, as it were. Right, so let's get my mould. So I've got my mould on my Custom Craft Tools. I can never remember what we call this. I don't know if this is the Caterpillar. I think it is. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, if you haven't got something snazzy like this, I quite often, even still nowadays, will just put some rags underneath or something. You don't need a snazzy tool. So, but I do want this on its side slightly so I can pour down the edge of the mould. Right, so I'm going to start with this pink first. Now, I've actually not got my best jug there. I've got one with a nib missing on it, so I'm actually going to just decant some of that. Okay, so with my thin line, I want to very gently... Actually, let me just check to make sure these are emulsified now. Yeah, they look fine. Okay, so I'm going to just very gently just put a line of the green on the top of the pink, and then use that to go side to side down the mould. And the faster you go, the thinner your line will be. Okay, I'm just going to put the rest of that pink into this jug. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more go with the pink and then I'm going to start ombreing the purple in. So I'm just going to start making the transition now with the purple. So I'm going to put that fragrance, the rest of the fragrance into the purple and get that mixed in nicely. Now, the slight difficulty there with doing an ombre is I need to make sure each time I mix a bit of the purple in, I sort of use all of my green up. Because I don't want to be mixing the green in, because if you add green to sort of like a red type colour, you're going to end up with brown, and I don't want that. So I do need to make sure that this stripe is used up each time before I mix more purple in. I mean, a tiny little bit's not going to hurt. Okay, so again, all that green's pretty well gone, so I'm happy to put a bit more of the purple in. Get that transitioning through. And a bit of the green. I'm deliberately leaving, I'm hoping to leave anyway, so I'm going to have a heavier green stripe at the top, so I'm trying not to use too much up at the moment. Okay, so I think we're pretty well into the purple now, so I'm just going to put the rest of that in this jug. Sorry if you can hear the drilling or whatever's going on. Neighbour doing some DIY. Okay, so let's just carry on now, finishing off the rest of this green. Now, as we're getting a little full, this is always a tricky bit. I'm going to try and tilt this up a little bit. Just a gradual amount. Don't want to tilt it up all the way, because you end up with your design sort of slipping if you do that, if you just suddenly bang it down flat, and you end up with sort of like a shift in the pattern. Okay, I'm getting pretty full again, so I'm going to have to tip it once more. This might actually take it flat. Oh, nearly. I'm getting one more go. Okay, and I'm being able to get those stripes a bit thicker now towards the top, which is what I wanted. Because I've got lots of green left. Okay, I think I'm going to have to put that down very gently. Yeah, really gently, because I don't want to bang it down. There we go. And let's get this finished off. Okay, so there's that poured. Let's give it a bang down. And then we just need to finish off the top. Just clear up some of this mess, shall we? Now I've already got quite a nice lot of sort of lines on the top there, so I'm going to try and go with that just as I finish off putting the extra on the top. Let's just go back and get that pink that we left previously. Okay, let's swirl this top then. And then I'm just going to go back down the bars just to finish off with like sort of a subtle, gentle wiggle. Okay, so there we are with our black plum and rhubarb thin line soap. Just pop it away to C-pop overnight and then we'll cut it and see what it looks like tomorrow. So here we have our soap a couple of days later. Now I'm going to cut this, but I'm going to cut it slightly differently than just putting it through my multi-bar cutter. Now you could cut it like a normal soap, there's no problem with doing that, but what you'll end up with is some thin lines going through, sort of like in a curvy fashion through. I don't know if you can really see it from the end. And what I do find sometimes when I see people doing that is if they've moved their mould quite dramatically and not being careful, you end up with sort of a curvy section and then it sort of chunks down and another cut and it sort of dislodges the pattern. But by all means, have a go cutting it, see which way you like the best if you have a go at this. What we want to do here is, remember we poured the lines all the way across the soap, so to get more of a lined effect going across the bar without it being all curvy, we want to show these sections sort of as the face of the bar. So what we're going to do is we're going to slice the loaf, because this is a tall and skinny loaf. I'm just going to slice it in half that way, all the way along the length, and then I'm going to chop my bars out of it that way. Now we'll be changing the shape of these bars slightly, because normally with my tall and skinny I would normally cut them standard sort of 2.5 centimetres, but what will be happening is when I chop this in half, this will be just over 3 centimetres, so it's going to be a fatter bar of soap. So what I'll do to compensate for that is I'm going to make them slightly narrower from that, so they'll end up being the same weight as they normally are, and I'll get the same number of bars out of this as I would normally do. Okay, so the first thing is I want to split this in half. Now if you haven't got a log splitter, what you can do is do it with a single bar cutter. So let's imagine this ruler was my single bar cutter. You could literally go through and slice down how wide you want the bars first and cut them into chunks, chunk, 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 and then turn them 90 degrees and then cut each one across the middle. I don't have a single bar cutter, so I can't do that. So that's why I'm going to use my Caterpillar from Custom Craft Tools. Let me just check I've got the height set correctly. I think so. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my soap. Now it's pretty tight here. Trying to get this through. Oh, right, furry jumper on it. So our first snow we've had. Woke up this morning and it was freezing, -7 degrees C. So really, literally freezing here. Right, so let's get this cut. And can you see the birds, can you hear? The birds are all visiting because we've got our tree stacked with not so nice birdie snacks out there. So they've turned up for a feast in this freezing weather. Oh, right, let's have a look, show you what it looks like. Let's have a look, see what it looks out inside. So there we are. So we've got our very subtle thin lines going all the way through those. If you wanted your lines to be thicker, then what you could do is obviously pour more in your jug and then pour it along a little bit slower. Okay. So now what I want to do is cut these downwards into bars. Okay, so I've put my stop onto my caterpillar. Now this blue stop doesn't come with the caterpillar. I just made it just because I'm not a fan of, there's nothing wrong with having the little measure here, but I just don't find you necessarily, it's just a bit fiddly I find. I much prefer to just be able to push up to a stop and get the exact bar that I want. Okay, now obviously we can see the design of these gone through already, so we can now just go through and cut these bars. Okay, I'm not worrying about lifting each one up because you've seen the overall sort of subtle, it's quite a subtle thin line, which is sort of what I wanted. I just only wanted a little bit. I'm not sure how well that green's picking up on the soap. And saying obviously you could make that heavier if you wanted to by just pouring more soap of that different colour. And I quite like this size of bar actually because it's a little bit skinnier, so I find it fits in the hand really well. It's only about, let's have a look at how wide it is. Yeah, it's under 5 centimetres, so it's under 2 inches if you're a person who does inches wide, but it is a little bit fatter, so I do think it's a really nice shaped bar, especially if you've got slightly smaller hands. Okay, so a nice subtle design. There we are, so there's all of those cut. And here's a final photo of the soap. I hope you've enjoyed this video and you like the soap. If you have, it would be great if you gave me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see what I'm making in the future, why not subscribe to my channel? Thanks for watching everyone. Happy soaping!